Yo, what's up, my man?
What's up, man? Personally, I don't really have an issue. You know, I'm more of like, I have a lot of friends that, support me, so I don't feel like, it hasn't been hard so far. I feel like everything in terms of that has been smooth, to be honest. Growing up as an Asian American in like Philly, especially, I feel like for some would be kind of hard.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been like, I always find a way to like fit in, so I always like, I always kind of like knew who to surround myself with, how to like act, and like make sure that I don't get into like any trouble with my life. I always understood it, so it was always kind of been easy for me. To be honest, from like 7th grade to I'd say like 6th grade to like 8th grade, wasn't the best, man. I've always been like casted out, I guess, because I went to a school where like there weren't a lot of like Asian people, you know, and when you're a minority in a school full of people that like
Not the same as
you, you automatically feel like you're left out. And in this case, I actually was. They had their own groups. Popular kids, whatever. They had their own groups, and you just feel casted out, and you try to fit in, but evidently you look like you're trying too hard, and it sort of made me look like a loser, I'd say, because I try to fit in somewhere that I didn't so and so like fit in, and they saw that, and I wouldn't say they took advantage of it, but they would, and they made me do things like, I don't know, do their work or whatever, carry their bag or whatever. And for a bit, I had friends. I had like one or two people that I was tight with, but you always wanted more, bro. Like, you always want more, and you wonder why. And when you can't get that more, you wonder why, and you come to a conclusion that you're not the same as these people, and you never will be, and you just like you put yourself in a place that you make up in your mind that in reality you're not. You say that you're a loser, you say you don't fit in, but really you don't have to fit in with them. You don't have to be who they are. You don't have to do what they do. Just be yourself, to be honest. Yeah. No, I don't. I could see what you mean by like treated like differently by race, but for me, I can't really recall the last time I've been treated like differently because of my race. Honestly, yeah. Like, I've always been accepted by my friends, by my peers at school. In public, no, I can't recall the last time I've been treated differently in public because of my race. My parents, they have expectations for me to be something that I don't feel comfortable enough to be. They want me to be successful, and obviously, like, all parents want their kids to be successful in life, but I feel like some parents, they don't really understand the way that they should do it. Sometimes they're really like they're really harsh about it. They're really forcing it upon you. They're not really like advising you on doing something they want you to do. They're just like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and they're able to do that. So it's just like, I feel like a kid, they would be overwhelmed with their parents pressuring to do something they're not like ready to do yet. Like, if they wanted to do it. I personally was, my parents wanted me to like say like be an engineer or a doctor, but that's fine. Like, it was on the table. Like, I considered it, but personally, I don't really think I want to do that, right? And they've kind of just been on my case about it, you know. They always wanted me to get good grades in like high school, and I mean, obviously, I'm gonna get, you know, I'm gonna do good in school. I'm gonna try, but it came to a point where like I felt like I wasn't allowed to be a teenager. I wasn't allowed to do certain things that other teenagers could do. And when I see that, like my friends are outside, you know, they're hanging out, they're having fun, you know, they're going out arcades, watching movies. I wasn't like, you know, allowed to do that, per se. I mean, personally, I've really been like struggling mainly on like family, man. It's kind of all it is, you know. Like I said, the lack of trust that I get from my parents, it's just been stressing me out a lot. And that on top of school, and like my work, classwork, homework, all that built up on top of each other, it really overwhelms you, man. It overwhelms you to a point where you get to a point where you're like really unmotivated to do things, to do work, to socialize, to hang out, to do whatever, do chores. You're really unmotivated to do that, and it becomes really depressing. And I was in that state for a bit, and I'm just starting to come out of it now. And I feel like the best way to come out of that depression state is just to seek help, man. Talk to friends, talk to people, someone that you trust, someone that you trust for real, because you know you never know who's gonna like switch up on you. So you want to make sure that you know who you're talking to. You know, just having someone to talk to, honestly, is just, it feels really good, because you know you have this thing built up inside of you for so long, and you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. You know, it could be anybody. You meet somebody online or something, you know, just rant about your day, just vent to them. You'll feel a lot better. The gym was really an escape to me, because I realized that working on myself was not only beneficial to my health, but it distracted me from all that, you know, all that nonsense. And it makes you like, it gives you a different view of things. It gives you a different perspective, because everything else that's not important to your life just becomes irrelevant, and you like start to like not care less about them. Because going in the gym, I started seeing improvements in my physically, I started seeing improvements, and I started feeling good about myself, because back in 7th and 8th grade, I was a little insecure about the way that I looked. And so when I started going to the gym, I started like, you know, working out, building muscle, started looking good. Like I started feeling like a little more confident in myself, and I told myself like, I'm cool, like, you know, I'm chilling. Like I don't need people that are no longer relevant in my life to say that I'm like not, you know, trying to say that I'm trying to put me down, because like deep down I know that it's just words, you know.
Right.
It's words.
Do you think people are just seeking validation nowadays, especially in, you know, in school kind of environment?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they seek validation from people that doesn't matter to them, you know. They try to fit in. They try to be someone they're not, and I feel like that's not healthy. I don't think that's healthy at all, because you're putting yourself down to try to create this false persona of being someone you're not, and it may work, you know, but personally, I feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like you should just be yourself. And if they can't accept you for being who you are, then that's your answer. You know, you shouldn't try to fit in for people that, you know, won't even accept you for who you are. You know, there's no point. I do suffer from loneliness sometimes.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like, yeah, I have a lot of friends that I'm really tight with, but sometimes you feel as if like you need to be alone sometimes. You know, and when you say this to yourself that you need to be alone sometimes, you start to feel lonely, and you start to forget that you actually do have friends. But one way that I get through my day with being stressed out and feeling alone sometimes is I play some music, man. Music for me has really been music in the gym, the two big things that have really been helping me out growing up, really been like an escape for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kind of just like been in my own world whenever I put the headphones on, you know. Personally, my parents, they're really protective.
Okay.
And they're really protective on a lot of things. And it came to a point where they would go to the lengths of going to my school about it, you know, talking to my principal about it. And it was just, it's embarrassing, to say the least, you know. Having your parent come to school about it, like telling them certain things that, you know, shouldn't be stated in the house. It's a little weird, to be honest, yeah. As a 16-year-old now,
Mm-hmm.
any 16-year-old, I feel like all they really want, any teenager, to be honest, is just to have a little bit of independency,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of responsibility, and a sense of having some control in your life. And it was just like, understand that as a 16-year-old, I'm at a point in my life right now where like, I wish like I want to be able to discover things for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to like discover things and like, you know, experience things for the first time instead of them like telling me about it. I want to do it on my own. What I want to do in the future, I don't know yet.
Okay.
But I know that whatever I am going to do in the future, I want to be able to discover it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the advices that I get, the support that I get, but when it comes to being who I want to be, like actually be as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and when you're constantly being told what you should be, I feel like that would overwhelm you
Mm-hmm.
to a point where you're like just like indecisive about certain things, that you can't really, you know, make your own decisions for yourself anymore because you're constantly having people like telling you what to do. I currently don't have a therapist, but like I'm not against the thought of having one.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, having someone to talk to is healthy. Step one to getting over whatever you're going through.
Right.
You know, having someone seeking help, step one to getting whatever you're going through, because you need support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need the sense that someone actually cares about you.
Right.
Because if not, man, you feel like the world's against you. You feel like you really have no purpose. And, you know, it gets really depressing at times. But just like, just talking about the little things about your day, bro, it makes you feel a lot better because you feel as if someone's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's looking out for you. Someone actually cares enough about you to like take the time out of their day to listen about how you're going, about how you're like doing. So I think there should be dedicated programs seeking to help these people, because just the thought that there are people that's looking to help you,
Mm-hmm.
that's looking to hear you out, I feel like that alone would, you know, help somebody that's going through those struggles, because like I said, man, you always need someone to like talk to.
Mm-hmm.